Hey everyone, I'm Alex.
And I am Evan.
And now we're taking time to talk about the things that are near and dear to us.
Guess what it is again?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the title is pretty indicative.
Yeah.
We're talking about Shadowverse again.
Yeah.
Fuck that. We're done. No, so we've been wanting to do this for a while, because a lot of... I don't want to sound pretentious, but I feel like a lot of less informed people tend to do this. We want to do it. We're doing a Death Battle production video.
Yeah. It just so happens that it involves comic book characters.
Yeah.
But that's Screw Attack's fault this time.
Yep.
Not ours.
And I don't know, Evan will put this over something fun, so
Yeah.
you have your eyes can kind of glaze over and enjoy his skillful playing of whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
So apparently, this upcoming death battle is going to be between Hulk and Doomsday.
Yeah. So it's a Marvel vs. DC thing, and okay. Before I should I let you go, because I have immediately tons of opinions. I'm sure you do too.
I'm actually pretty sure I have a solid opinion of how the fight's going to go, but mine will also be incredibly succinct.
Okay,
so I don't know if you want me to spoil what's going to happen for you.
No. I mean, I think. Let me go first because sure. I read less comics than you do. So,
yeah. Go do it.
We'll have the less informed opinion first, but my immediate reaction to this is my tier list kicks into effect like right away.
What do you mean by your tier list?
My tier list of... Do you remember the taking time we did a while ago about Goku and Superman, where we sort of played around with the idea that people want
like certain
a consistent rubric for how strong fictional characters are in a unified universe, you know what I mean?
Right. Like how we know that Superman is going to be forever stronger than Goku.
Yeah, exactly. And so even if you take two completely unrelated characters from different universes, like
it's like, well, Bugs Bunny uses jokes, and jokes get a +5 towards a guy with spider powers, so clearly Bugs Bunny would defeat Spider-Man.
Yeah, or it's just people love to be able to go, okay, Superman would beat Sonic because Sonic is only this fast and blah blah blah,
and this squishable.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of thing. So immediately that tier list kicks into effect for me, and I go, all right,
Hulk's strongest one there is.
No, actually the opposite. I go, freaking Doomsday is a guy that fought Superman, and I'm pretty sure that Superman could like one-shot the Hulk. So I'm thinking the edge just goes to Doomsday by dint of it being DC, which means it's dealing with generally higher power levels.
Mm-hmm.
And because Doomsday's fought a guy that could beat the Hulk, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, right off the bat, I thought it's going to be kind of one-sided. I mean, not one-sided as such, but
you think the winner is pretty easy to pick out.
Yeah. Like
how Flash versus Quicksilver was no contest.
Exactly.
If you're in the know.
And I mean, especially because you have things like in Marvel's universe, they've got. I mean, Tony Stark built a machine to fight the Hulk. You know,
which did not successfully fight the Hulk.
No, it didn't. But the point is, like, I think there are things that are weaker than a Superman villain.
Uh-huh.
That fight against Hulk, and so that was anyway. That's my initial reaction. So,
okay,
what are you thinking here?
Well, I'm actually kind of glad you responded that way, because I think the Hulk's going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I base this on a couple of things, and before I start, I'm actually kind of idly wondering if they're going to work the movie version of Doomsday. The Dawn of Justice Doomsday stuff.
Freaking Zod baby Doomsday.
Yeah.
No. I watched the their mini recap.
Okay.
And they are going
straight up comic book.
They are going with Bertrand shooting the fetus onto ancient Krypton a billion times.
Okay.
So yeah.
I've had to defend Superman versus the Hulk a million times, and
Okay.
and this is typically a thing that comes up. I've told you I hate I hate versus matches where somebody's like, "Well, I don't know anything about this guy, but I really like this guy."
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that Goku could beat Superman because I like him more.
Right.
And so this comes up a lot, and because the cool thing to do is to hate Superman, even though, I mean, his book's been selling forever. And
Yeah.
there's clearly a lot of people in the world who love Superman, myself included. So a lot of people are going to be like, Hulk is going to beat Superman because Hulk is the strongest one there is. And then
Right.
other jackasses will, like, lure you into an argument where you start screaming about whether or not Hulk can survive being turned into a banana in the middle of a game store.
Yeah.
So, like, even the magic nerds in the corner are like, oh my god, those guys are such fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evan. So, the main reason I always defend Superman in really any fight is that Superman versus the Hulk is very one-sided because, strength and durability aside, Hulk can't touch Superman.
Yeah.
Hulk is not going to touch Superman in a fight. Superman is fast. Superman's too fast.
He's
Superman...
nigh flash speed.
Yeah, exactly. He is like the second fastest person in what is a very high bar set in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Like, he can't run fast enough to travel through time.
Right.
But he's still really fucking fast. So
I mean, he can in that movie. He can fly around the freaking Earth.
But he didn't fly back through time. He turned the Earth's rotation in reverse. Yeah, and that made time go backwards. Learn your science, Evan.
Yeah, but that wouldn't even, like...
Science, Evan. Sunspots and friction and momentum. Have you never watched the Super Friends? That's how they justify fucking everything Superman does. Green Lantern pushed the moon out of the way. No, Green Lantern, like, pushed the Earth away from the moon, or something equally stupid to save the day once.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sure.
So that's why Superman beats the Hulk.
Yeah.
The thing is that Hulk is pretty nigh unkillable, and
Right.
Doomsday is also pretty nigh unkillable. That's
Yeah.
like his whole shtick. But the difference between the two is Doomsday is killable.
Okay.
Like, Hulk has his crazy regenerative powers.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I'm a little out of the loop, but I don't believe Doomsday actually regenerates. I think he's just insanely tough.
No, I mean, Superman doesn't regenerate either, right?
I
mean, he regenerates... It's not like...
there have been so many like explanations for how Superman does the shit he does. Like, I know for a while the explanation was, well, Superman doesn't actually have like super strength. He's got like a psychic field like around him that allows him to be like really strong and really tough without like, ripping the floor up when he walks around and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at some points he had some degree of regeneration. But...
I mean, I thought that he did have accelerated healing due to the absorbing solar energy, but
sunlight does allow him to heal more quickly.
It's not. It's not on the spot healing.
No, it's not. It's not Wolverine healing.
Yeah, I thought that a broken arm for Superman would heal in a day if he tried real hard.
It is. It's accelerated. It's not. But Doomsday,
it's
like
not
I said,
combat healing.
Yeah. But Doomsday, I do not believe Doomsday has any sort of healing factor. He's just really insanely fucking tough.
Okay.
Because like tough enough to tank like full blown Superman punches.
Yeah, and the Hulk does have like combat healing.
Hulk it has his whole deal where like the more you damage him, the more powerful he gets, and apparently like the faster he like regenerates.
Yeah,
he ramps up like incredibly fast.
Yeah, it's like freaking.
He triggers vengeance.
It's like freaking Yang.
Yeah, basically, but without the hotness.
Yeah,
but So based on that, this comes up a lot because the other big like match people like to debate within the Marvel universe is of course Hulk versus Juggernaut.
Right.
Because Juggernaut is in the same sort of position where he's also absurdly ridiculously tough.
Yeah.
Of course, Juggernaut also has like magical armor, and I believe Juggernaut can canon is that Juggernaut does have a healing factor of some kind.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
All right.
I believe I've seen that. I'm not a Marvel fan, so I don't know.
I've
that
been unclear
personally.
on Juggernaut because I know OG Juggernaut's power was
He's magic.
once he starts walking in a direction, he cannot be stopped.
No, that's from the movie.
Is that-
OG Juggernaut is just insanely strong and insanely tough.
Okay. all right.
Because he's got magic muscles and magic armor.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. He's the avatar. He's the avatar
He's
of Sidorak.
absorbing Sidorak's stuff.
He's the avatar of Sidorak, who is the god of destruction.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So, yeah. So the two of them would get into. So here's the canon death of Doomsday.
Yeah.
Superman planted his feet. Doomsday planted his feet. They punch each other in the face until they both died.
yeah, pretty much.
So that's gonna be exactly that's gonna be exactly what would happen if the Hulk fought Doomsday, because Doomsday is also not he's also not a very smart creature.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going off Death of Superman Doomsday. I know he's come back since then. I think he came back intelligent at one point. But
Okay.
classic Doomsday, which I'm assuming is the version they're going to use, because they tend to meld versions together.
Yeah, they use a composite.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure composite. But I'm pretty sure the dominant Doomsday personality that we'll go with is straight up kill Superman Doomsday from Death of Superman.
Right, okay.
And all he knew was breaking shit and punching Superman.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in an actual fight, because the video, of course, is going to be made to be a lot more exciting.
Yes.
They would plant their feet and punch each other really hard. And at first, Doomsday would probably send the Hulk flying, because people do that to the Hulk.
Yeah.
But then eventually, he would get so big and strong and angry that, his density would be too high.
yeah.
And then, at that point, Doomsday would be like, "Ugh, what?" And then, he wouldn't even move the Hulk.
It's like in Batman versus Superman when the kryptonite
exactly.
gas was wearing
exactly.
off.
The
And
tink,
Bruce
tink,
was just breaking his
yeah.
gauntlet.
And then with the resounding Hulk smash, he'd explode him into a billion pieces.
Damn it, Alex! You need to watch the Hulk versus Broly 1 minute melee. You piece of crap! It's so good. That's what it is. It's so good.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna do that right after we're done here.
so okay. So here's the thing. What you said makes sense, but I can't. For some reason, I can't think past the fact that. Okay, here we have Superman and Goku was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we both know that Hulk can't touch Superman no matter what.
Right.
And while Goku, definitely loses to Superman, he also moves at multiples of light speed, and I don't think Hulk does that.
Well, see, and we've gotten into this before. Okay. First off, I don't think this is true, but there are people who swear up and down to me that Hulk is insanely fast within the realm of short speed, reflexes and moving short distances.
I had heard that, not in terms of not the sprinting. I mean, he's definitely fast. He's pretty fast, but
I know back in the olden days when he was back in Golden Age Hulk, when he was the Gray Hulk, but not the Gray Hulk. He was just a gray-colored Hulk. He had there was some kind of how Superman has the whole faster than the speeding bullet, more powerful. There was a similar thing about Hulk moving like a freight train or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
No, he
how it
can.
goes.
He's probably faster than train speed.
Right. If he's just running in a straight line.
If he's just sprinting, it's probably just several hundred.
Yeah, just by how much just probably how much momentum he's carrying.
Yeah.
And how powerful his muscles are.
Because he can jump for miles.
Right.
So,
but the thing, what I was actually going to get at before that little tangent is that one of the reasons that people never factor Superman's insane speed into fights is that
he doesn't need it.
comic book writers never write that into a fight.
Yeah.
It's I mean, some people you can justify it as the same reason Goku gets hit, that Goku's insanely fast, but the people he's fighting are also insanely fast.
Exactly.
So like Darkseid, for example, he's just kind of generally insanely powerful. He's a god, so
right.
I believe that he can catch Superman, and Mondo is also a kind of just generally powerful guy, so maybe he's also got speed. But Doomsday is explicitly I remember the novelization is explicitly describing the exchange as them just throwing haymakers at each other.
Yeah.
Just, like, planting their feet and, like, winding up cartoonishly and, like, throwing punches. And that's also how I remember the comic being. So, Superman never really gets to use his speed in a comic book fight because that would ruin the story.
Right.
Superman would just be like, all right, well, zip, zip, zip. All right, it's over. It's like
he's not gonna turn on like his zeptosecond perception.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
just
it's the same reason that, like, you know, Flash also gets to have villains because they won't just let Flash be like, I solved all crime forever. And
yeah.
That's why stories aren't Flash. Mirror Master is robbing the.
I did it.
Yeah, I took care of it. It'd be like the shortest comic book ever.
Yeah.
So that's why Doomsday was allowed to tag Superman in the story. Also because, and this is one of the things I really like about that story. That this was a problem Superman couldn't really solve with his muscles because Doomsday was a force of nature.
Yeah.
So Superman was able to, whenever Superman got away from the fight, either because of his own volition or because Doomsday just like knocked his ass across the planet.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have time to breathe and rest. He had to get right back over there because the second he was gone,
Doomsday was gonna step on a baby. He
just went straight up to he just went back to breaking shit and killing people and like literally every other superhero, you know, on the job at the time was ganging up to try and take Doomsday down, and he was just swatting them all aside like flies.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you had asshats like Guardian there, whose power is being lame Captain America, but you had like the whole like JSA there, and you had the shitty Matrix Supergirl, who's like an alien shapeshifting robot that was dating Lex Luthor, and and you had like Wonder Woman and the actual Leaguers, and you know, like you had some really, really like, you know, high profile superheroes there, all just getting swatted aside. So that's the other reason Superman had to be tanking the hits so that, you know, less squishy people wouldn't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scenes where Superman just shows up on the scene and there's just like bodies everywhere, like because he just ran through everybody. He's a raid boss basically.
But so okay, what I was getting at though, like a few minutes ago,
right,
is I instinctively sort of put these, I guess, theoretical matchups
right
according to. I have brackets, I suppose.
Right. We had to talk about this in one of our other videos.
And I put characters into brackets, and the brackets are sort of layered. They're indicative of who's stronger than who. So here's my thought process, right? Mm-hmm. Superman and Goku is a thing. I thought, okay, you know, Superman wins, but there's not tons of people that can actually fight Superman.
Right.
So they had to, you gotta pick someone like Goku who's also like universe level,
right,
almost.
Right.
And so my thought process is, alright, Goku loses to Superman. Okay. Step 2, I'm pretty sure Goku could beat Hulk. So, ergo, if Doomsday, who is a guy in the Goku and Superman tier,
right,
is fighting the Hulk, who's, in my mind, decidedly a tier below Goku and Superman, then, you know, guy from the B tier can't beat the A tier.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that's largely influencing my perception of this.
Right, and I understand that, but, you know, like I said, Doomsday beat Superman under very specific circumstances.
Right. Okay.
It wasn't a straight up fight like a death battle.
Okay.
It was Superman had to keep throwing himself in the way of Doomsday's punches to stop other people.
Okay, so he was being a shield for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's Superman. If it had been a straight up like deathmatch fight, like Superman would just like fly into the air and zap Doomsday until he stopped.
See, and that's...
I believe in the Justice League in the Justice League cartoon, alternate universe Superman even beat him just by like lobotomizing him, like in a second.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, and there's always this line that people are. I mean, I don't know, other people aren't. That I kind of am aware of, where you have to say.
You have to let a story be a story.
Yeah, like there's things that'll happen because of writing.
Right.
And then there are things that would happen. There's a way things would go down if it's a comic book and somebody's writing it to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a way things would go down if this was a for real consolidated universe and we weren't concerned with people buying comic books. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
and in that situation, 99.9% of Superman fights would be Superman throws the other guy into the sun.
Superman throws the guy into the sun, or just moves way too fast, or lobotomizes him, or whatever.
Or just, like, blows the planet up beneath him.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. So, I recognize that, Doomsday fought him. Okay, so I guess that sort of makes the point, because Doomsday landed hits on Superman because it was a comic book, but if it was the for reals verse or whatever,
if it was for reals fighting, I don't believe Doomsday could actually touch Superman.
And not only that, but Doomsday wouldn't have time to break anything, because Superman would instantly just toss him into the sun, or just fry his brain, or whatever. So I suppose
the Doomsday thing was totally a reactionary thing,
right? Because
Doomsday had been slowly breaking over the course of many, many months of comic book time, been punching his way out of his vault in the ground. Okay. Seriously, at the end of like every single I think it was Superman and Justice League comic. At the end of like every comic book from a certain series, like they would show this guy like bound up in like a million different capture methods, like wriggling, and like eventually he gets one arm free.
Oh, okay.
And actually, if I remember this correctly, when he's first fighting Superman, he's only doing it with one arm.
Huh.
Because the other one is bound. But then, like, the other one, he finally breaks the other one free, and it's like, oh shit, and he goes, like, super mode.
So
he goes all beast mode.
So, but if we are, what should we call it? Like, I feel like there's the comic verse, where we're selling comics and writing a story.
Well, basically...
And then there's the real...
Basically, there's the narrative version of the fight. You know, where you have to follow, the hallmarks of telling a good story.
Right.
And there's the death battle.
I guess there's the tactical version or whatever.
Yeah, death battle, which is just two people trying to kill each other.
So I suppose in the tactical universe, Superman could have ended that fight in a second anyway. Doomsday's clearly not anywhere on the same level.
Yeah.
So he actually probably gets downgraded in my mind to the B tier where the Hulk is and makes it an even fight.
Well, Doomsday is perfectly capable of hurting Superman. I just don't believe he's capable of touching Superman. And that's why he essentially gets knocked down a tier. If he went up against any other character who wasn't fast or who didn't have like crazy like exponential regeneration, I would give him much higher chance of winning.
Okay, but so if you say, if you're saying that he's strength-wise on par with Superman, but speed-wise not on par,
right? And
that's why he loses, I go, well, Superman could one-punch the Hulk to death, and if Doomsday's comparable, he could also do that.
I'm not even sure if Superman could one-punch the Hulk to death, just because of how resilient the Hulk is.
You think?
Well, like I said, my version of fights with Superman beating the Hulk are resolved by Superman just
being very much faster,
by throwing him into the sun, or by laser beaming him to death.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody can beat the Hulk in a straight up slugfest just because of how much he bounces back.
Okay, because
I think you'd have to like annihilate him in like a single strike.
And I mean,
you'd have to like spirit bomb Hulk. Basically.
That's what I'm basically thinking Superman is capable of doing, because the kind of strength feats.
Yeah. I mean, if
pulling off,
if he goes like full blown like heat vision, like burn and sun drenched. And
Superman's usually always giving the other guy a handicap because he doesn't want to like blow them into a fine mist, right?
Right.
So, what I'm imagining is Superman, 100% all limiters off, just punches the Hulk as hard as he can in the face. I'm pretty sure Hulk's face like evaporates off.
Probably. I mean, like, I guess, like, you could make the case that he could just, like, punch his brain out.
Yeah.
And because we don't know how Hulks regenerate, how thorough his regeneration is. You'll get people telling you, no, dude, he's like Wolverine. He can regenerate, like, from an embryo.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking. So then if you're saying, okay, well, Doomsday, strength-wise, is on par with Superman.
Yeah. Because Doomsday punched Superman to death.
Yeah, so I'm thinking...
He didn't have any fancy tricks.
So I'm thinking if Superman could beat Hulk by punching him, Doomsday could too.
But my very specific version of that happening has Superman punching Hulk to death in a very specific way.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because Superman fights intelligently.
Yeah.
So if he hits the Hulk and the Hulk bounces back, then he would be able to recognize, oh shit, I got to step up my game to an insanely high level.
Right. Okay.
Whereas Doomsday's limited intelligence would be like, oh, hit again, maybe harder.
So I mean, with everything that you know about Superman, and you know more than I do, but some of the ridiculous feats that I like. Anyone that can hold a black hole in his hand, and by the way,
well,
not have it. Okay, sorry. Aside.
Sorry. Well, I was gonna interject with also one more thing. Death of Superman happened relatively early on in the post-crisis world.
Yeah.
So remember, post-crisis is when Superman was severely downgraded power level.
Oh, okay.
So this was not Superman fighting. This was not Superman from Death
This
Battle.
isn't like composite Superman from Maximum.
This is like brand new Superman. We know you guys are all sick of him like winning all the time.
Yeah.
So we've severely downgraded him. Oh look, he's dead. He's dead now. See?
Okay.
See, Superman's not unbeatable.
Okay. So
And Doomsday has, like I said, Doomsday has come back, and Superman beats him every time.
Yeah.
Because, very specific circumstances led to that.
Yeah. Because I mean, but I'm thinking. You're right. Okay, so I've been thinking composite Superman this whole time because
Also, like I said, I'm not comprehensive on Doomsday's feats,
right?
But I don't believe we really have much in the way of strength feats for him aside from punching stuff really hard. And to be fair, most of the things he was punching really hard are stuff like buildings and people.
The only feat I need is punch Superman to death.
Right, but and even that wasn't a one-shot thing. That was over like 3 issues of punching him.
That's true. So I mean, Doomsday's clearly not on.
And more specifically, Superman kind of letting him punch him.
Yeah,
Whereas with the Hulk, we have all kinds of crazy feats, like Hulk holding up an entire mountain range.
Yeah. Which
is like everybody's favorite comic book panel.
Yeah.
And then of course World War Hulk just went like crazy on everybody. And I kind of hope they do this, but I just got this little vision in my head of like Doomsday punching Hulk into the stratosphere, and then like he comes back in his spaceship, like wearing his like gladiator garb, like, and he goes all Hulkamania.
Alex, we are watching the goddamn 1 minute reaction.
Am I saying stuff that happens in there?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Not the gladiator garb, but like Broly freaking punches him into space, and then the Hulk is like, "Fuck you," and grabs a meteor and rides it back down to the.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, no. So.
So yeah, just on like. Hulk is probably like the only other person who has ridiculous feats of strength, like verging, like heading towards Superman.
Yeah, so I mean that's the well, I mean but
besides
Goku who died to him. But
well, I'm talking about
that was super broke.
I'm talking about comic book wise.
Yeah,
because like even though there's a billion people in comic books whose power is being really really strong, Superman and Hulk are the two who are like utterly defined by that. Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Like I guess. I've been thinking, alright, composite Superman could... I'm thinking composite Superman could just gut check the Hulk once and he would die. Mm-hmm. But composite Superman's ridiculous and the best.
Yeah.
So...
Death Battle, I think, put it really well when they deflected the whole, Doomsday killed Superman thing by saying...
Yeah.
That's just like, saying that Raditz killed Goku.
Okay, so...
Raditz killed Goku.
So composite Superman's up A tier. Which is like where Goku is.
Right.
But when he was fighting Doomsday, he was much weaker, so Doomsday might be on the same level.
He was much weaker, and circumstances also required that he not be fighting at his best.
Exactly.
So
okay.
Yeah. So straight up, I do believe that Doomsday is like really high on the scale in terms of like very specific attributes. Yeah. But I don't believe he could beat the Hulk.
Yeah. I mean, if now that we've talked it to this point. I think that now that I can slot Doomsday in the same bracket as the Hulk, I don't think that he can beat him. Like the only way to beat the Hulk is to overwhelmingly defeat him in a single blow.
You also have to avoid the temptation to assume that that everybody in a death battle is going to be like gaming the situation.
Right.
Like, a lot of people were like, well, Goku could just take Superman and like instant transmission him into a red sun. And
he doesn't know.
But exactly, like, A, Goku doesn't fight that way. Like, even if he was trying to kill somebody, Goku wouldn't fight that way.
Yeah.
And B, Goku can't just intuit that.
Yeah, one of the rules, like, Death Battle has rules, and one of the rules is they don't know about each other unless they're actually in the same universe.
Right, exactly.
So...
And that was the thing that used to come up a lot in the 90s when people were like, well, the JLA would beat the Avengers or vice versa because character X would just do this to character Y. It's like...
Right.
Superman doesn't just wear a t-shirt saying,
that's
I'm
like,
weak to
I'm
magic.
Solar powered.
Yeah, exactly.
And magic and kryptonite beat me. Yeah.
Exactly. So, because Doomsday does not have the mental, faculties that Superman...
He doesn't know that the Hulk gets stronger over time, so he's not just going to all in with a single punch first strike.
And even more than that, I don't believe Doomsday has the awareness to, like, aim for a vital area, like, say, his brain.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just going to be like... He's just gonna like punch him in the torso or something, like, because I mean that's what you do in a comic book. But,
or probably grab him and slam him on the floor.
Exactly, like Superman would be able to intuit. All right, well I have to take out his brain or something. But but Doomsday would not. So
so
it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna devolve into a big slugfest, and Hulk wins in the slugfest. That's just how it happens. Yeah, he's gonna outlast you, unless you're like Wolverine, and even then Hulk would probably just pull off his limbs.
Just pull off an arm and it grows back and pull it off again.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't grow back the adamantium bones.
No, he wouldn't.
In fact, like that was an issue. That was an issue when Magneto like ripped off like all the adamantium from his.
Yeah, he just got the bone.
Yeah, he just had the bone claws.
Bone claws.
So yeah.
I mean, anyway. So now that I've rationalized it in a strictly non-narrative like way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm giving it to the Hulk, because if they're just going to punch each other and the Hulk isn't going to lose right away, like Hulk is going to win at some point.
Hulk is going to win the battle of attrition.
Yeah, exactly, because that's like what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he gets, set, unless he thinks about, what's her face? That's what always happens, right? He thinks about Betty Ross.
Last I checked, they weren't together anymore.
Oh,
because Betty became the Red She-Hulk.
Oh, okay.
And they had like issues.
Yeah, unless he's like, oh, I miss old Betty, and like starts to calm down like a little bit.
Well, no, see, then he becomes the Incredible Sulk.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it should be really fun to see, because 1 Minute Melee has actually made me... Originally, when Death Battle was, newer, I was more interested in the analysis than the actual battle.
Me too.
But watching 1 Minute Melee and just realizing that there's infinite rationale on both sides of any stupid theoretical matchup.
Oh, yeah.
For why their guy should win, that I'm just like, you know what? Their research, while very thorough, and I think they do a really good job, some other guy's going to find some other sources from something.
Yeah.
Like there's immediately after Goku and Superman, people found ways to challenge the stupid 40 tons that they used for... People were like, hey, look, in this scene, he's lifting a rock. Here's a density of the rock that size. That's more than 40 tons. Fuck you. All your calculations are wrong. You know what I mean? And that doesn't matter, but my point is, that's the kind of thing that people do. So, at this point, I'm just like, whatever. The research is going to get challenged no matter how thorough it is. Yeah. I'm just kind of interested in the fight. Yeah, I just want to see Hulk and Doomsday punch.
I'm never really interested in the actual outcome, because I'm never so invested that I'm like, can't believe that guy lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, if I call the fight, I'm like, oh, neat, I was right. But yeah, I'm not one of those people who like, I'm going to stop watching the show. But I do like the analysis, just because I like learning all these. Yeah, that's why you learn so many interesting things about these characters.
I do. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the analysis. What I think Screw Attack does really great research, and when I watch their analysis, I'm like, yeah, this is solid. Yeah, and they show their sources, but now I'm less concerned with it as me being invested in the fight and just me using it as fun facts about my guys I like.
Basically,
you know?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I like to. I didn't know that Superman picked up a black hole. I've never read that comic book.
Fuck.
There's a billion million Superman comic books.
That gets me every time.
That's awesome.
It's okay. Can we please? I just need an aside here. Like, for people that don't know how gravity works, okay? Like,
It's a comic book.
I know that, but Superman,
He's Superman.
having a black hole in his hand, okay? Black hole, it's singularity, and it's got a lot of gravity. Gravity sucks stuff in, okay? If holding it in his hand, the hand is not a magic barrier that prevents gravity from work. It would just be adding Superman's mass to the mass of the black hole and make it suck shit in even faster.
Well, I'm pretty sure this happened in All-Star Superman. And All-Star Superman was more or less set in the Silver Age, where you just
where it was super ridiculous?
you just told physics to go fuck itself.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I need to find you this panel, but there's a panel that people love to toss around from, I believe it was a Superboy comic, where Superman's just doing his day job, and he, like in cartoons they'd show like the tugboat,
Yeah.
and it just has like a string of like battleships. Like, that's what Superman was doing with planets.
Yeah,
He just
I remember that.
He just had like a rope, and there were like 3 planets attached to it, and he's just pulling it,
Yeah.
like casually through the vastness of space.
The panel I saw was too well drawn to be old, though. It wasn't Silver Age art. It was new. Anyway.
No, but I'm saying All-Star Superman is a relatively new comic.
Oh, I
that
got
is
okay.
set. It was supposed to be like a nice end
Homage
to the
or-
to the Silver Age. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So, but it's using elements of the Silver Age.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, it's set in that. They did the same thing with another comic, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, you
which
told
is-
me about that one.
yeah.
I still need to look at that because that sounds really cool.
That's my favorite. Like, I actually got my dad a copy.
Huh.
I might be able to loan it to you, or you could just get it. It's really, you can get the copy. You can get them for really cheap nowadays.
Okay.
They're like maybe $5 to get the whole consolidated thing, and that's like my favorite Superman story ever. It's so
Yeah. I freaking.
But yeah,
Anyway, sorry. That was the
That was a tangent.
I lose my shit every time because I see that and I'm just like, dude, you bringing a black hole to wherever you're standing with it is just going to implode the Earth onto your hand.
so that gets
What?
you, but not him lifting infinity. Because
That also gets
I
me.
think that's even more impossible.
That is also impossible, but
Because you literally cannot lift infinity no matter how strong
Yeah.
you are,
And I mean-
yet he is.
and I think the other one is I just heard recently that I don't know if this is true. Maybe you probably have read a more current Superman comic than me, but like, I heard that the latest rationale for the way Superman flies, because it's always bugged me for a long time. Like, he's not flapping his arm. Like, flight is not a feat of strength. You know what I mean?
Actually, the early rationale for it was an extension of his ability to leap great distances. So
But how does he hover?
Superman.
Okay, all right.
This is how a discussion about Superman works. You basically use the Chuck Norris rationale with Superman.
Oh, okay.
Like, how does Chuck Norris do that stupid thing in the fact he's Chuck Norris?
Okay,
Except
okay,
like
okay.
it's not stupid because Superman is actually cool.
Right,
That's
and
just how
so
Superman does shit.
but the latest rationale for Superman's flight,
Uh-huh.
which would also cover his, being able to hover in place and whatever, despite the fact of how he's actually doing it with his muscles.
He has invisible wings.
Yeah, I get no.
That would explain a lot.
They said he flies by bending space. So he's not, actually moving.
He just folds space
He
around
just folds
him.
space around him, so he slipstreams, a lot. He's just continually messing with the space directly in front of wherever he wants to go. So
So Superman is the...
he doesn't technically move. He just has some kind of Kryptonian organ that is capable... Kryptonians can, manipulate space, too, apparently. I don't know.
So Superman is the super-dimensional fortress Macross.
Yeah, kind of. But you know what?
Now I want somebody to draw Superman with, a bunch of little, robots flying out of him.
Yeah, because
Fighting his enemies.
Because I was like, well, at least that's an explanation that would enable him to fly without moving his body.
No, I mean, I feel like you'd be fucking up like reality around you.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I immediately said. I was like,
like you can't fold space without horrible ramifications.
yeah,
Especially not just willy nilly. Like I think that was the explanation for the Macross's like teleportation thing.
Yeah.
And they had to like plant the ship like in place for like a long ass time.
yeah.
And they would still fuck it up.
I mean, I rationalized it by saying he must just be doing it microscopically right in front of him every at a
yeah,
second,
like
or
atom
whatever.
by atom.
Yeah, atom by atom kind of thing. So that you only fuck with the.
But then like if he like touches somebody,
That's
he'd,
what
like,
I said. I said if he has that power, he could just punch someone and bend their face space.
Yeah, exactly.
And destroy them instantly.
So the real takeaway is that comic book writers don't know how physics works.
Yeah.
And that's just the world we live in.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
That's why the Hulk doesn't get like angry to a point where he just falls through the earth.
Yeah, I was up until I saw that, I was going with the explanation that he's just emitting some of his solar energy to propel himself or something, you know.
I kind of like that. Like he's just like farting sunlight.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
But I mean, this isn't even the thing that's like localized to Superman, because there's tons of heroes who fly without any sort of explanation.
Okay, because
Ms. Marvel, Wonder Woman. Well, I guess Wonder Woman you could just say it's magic, but
right. I mean, what is it? Any telekinetic, like Jean is going to fly with her mind.
Well, that's the actual explanation.
Yeah,
And, like,
Storm is going to fly with the wind.
yeah, and like Magneto like lifts himself with his own magnetism.
Yeah, he just
yeah, sure,
matches the Earth's field and does stuff.
Green Lantern flies
Has
with
a
his ring, which presumably like propels him somehow.
Yeah, it's mostly explained how they fly, except for like Miss Marvel and Superman who are just doing it.
But I'm saying there's a lot of people in the Superman mold who just have straight up flight as a power.
Right.
Hyperion from Marvel does it too, and Blue Marvel. Well, I think Blue Marvel is like a physics dude. He has quantum like antimatter bullshit. So, but like,
is there somebody else that
Sentry
is just unexplained? Because Thor throws the hammer.
Oh yeah,
and just holds on to it.
Hyperion is literally Marvel Superman. Like,
is he? Okay.
Marvel. I mean, he's not on the same power level,
right? Of course.
Marvel wanted to have their own version of the Justice League, so they made Squadron Supreme.
Okay.
And that was comprised of Hyperion, who's Superman, Power Princess, who is Wonder Woman, Nighthawk, who is Batman, and who in Marvel Super Squad was voiced by Adam West, which was awesome. And there's another guy who's basically he's basically Green Lantern. I forget his name at the moment.
Okay.
And there's I believe one version of Whizzer was on that team, who's the Flash, obviously.
Yeah.
But there wasn't the entertaining version of Whizzer who got his powers by getting a blood transfusion from a mongoose.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's Golden Age.
Well.
But yeah, there are tons of people whose power is just straight up flight, and you just accept it. That's comic books.
So Hyperion, it's basically just the same as Superman. Like,
yeah, he's just a dude who's strong and can fly.
Flies.
And the Sentry is their like slightly more modern take on being Superman, and Sentry's superpower is he has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Which translates into super strength and speed and flight, and I don't think he has laser beams.
Okay. Yeah, because up until with the unexplained, with those people where it's not an obviously pinpointable cause of why they're flying, I had relegated it to, this is their power source, so they're just emitting energy in directions to fly.
Like,
and if it wasn't obviously that, I thought, if they're an alien, whatever, they've got a flight organ. Or something,
Yeah. Like, I guess your energy thing applies to Ms. Marvel because she has, like, energy manipulation powers.
Yeah.
And,
it was the only thing I could think of.
Yeah,
that made a remote amount of sense.
Yeah, I mean, you could justify something like that.
Yeah,
there are a ton of superheroes who just fly, and that's just their thing.
Okay.
Wonder Woman, I believe, actually used to, like ride the wind or something.
Well, I figure she's from actual Greek mythology stuff, so she just...
No, but her actual explanation was something like she's like best friends with the wind.
Oh, so it just carries her around?
The wind just like carried her around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that was That was after, like, before she had the jet. And
Right.
I think before the jet she could, like, glide.
Okay.
I don't think she actually flew until the Silver Age, where people were just like, fuck it, like, let's simplify some of this.
I mean, if Pontius from Trine can glide by holding a shield up, I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman could do it.
that guy from the Lost Vikings does the same thing, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But,
We got on a weird tangent here.
anyway, yeah, so... No,
Hulk is going to win the
yeah,
death
that's our call. Like, Hulk is the winner.
battle. Yep.
I'm really hyped for this one because, yeah, I like watching just strong guys punch each other.
Yeah, and I'm really glad we got this done before the death battle.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, yeah, if you disagree, leave us a comment or whatever.
also, fuck you.
Yeah.
Show your work.
Good.
I want your assignment on my desk tomorrow.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We'll
Later.
see you.